All right, here we go, guys. A question I get all the time in conversation. Inevitably, whenever I'm having a conversation with somebody I know, friend, family, acquaintance, heck, somebody in the grocery line if they know I'm a realtor, the question I always get is, how's business? How's the market? So, here is my thoughts about the 2024 market, and I'll also include I've included in the newsletter a link to an article if you want to read about that. So, let's see here. So, 2024 market. Let's talk about buyers, right? So, what do buyers care about right now? Interest rates. All right. So, here's where we're at with the interest rates. Interest rates have come down from, gosh, I think they hit their high. I think interest rates hit their highest. It would have been late fall of 2022. I think we hit an 8% interest rate. And then pretty much throughout 2023, we saw like a seven ish, like a 7 to 7.5, right? And then towards the end of 2023, we started to see things come down to like 7 to 6.5. All right. And now here we are. We're in April of 2024. And right now we are sitting right about, for the most part, what I'm seeing on 30-year fixed rate, standard conventional loans. I'm seeing like a 6.0, 6.1, 6.2. If you get down to a 15-year, I think I am seeing things dip a little bit below 6, which is good, but that's on a 15-year, not a 30-year, which is 30 years kind of just your standard conventional loan. So, what are we going to see? Now we're going into, it's April, it's going to be May, we're going into like the big busy season, right? I think what we're probably going to see for a while, and again, this is just what talking with other people and lenders and folks, I think we're probably going to see it sitting kind of like where it is through May, June, July. So we're probably going to see that low sixes ish. And then as we move into fall, I think I've heard that the Fed is talking about dropping it a little bit more in the fall of 2024. All right. So what does that mean? What does that mean for the market? I think we're I think as a realtor, and I think this is generally how most realtors feel, I think we're happy to hear that interest rates coming down because that means more business, right? That means more buyers on the market. Um, but I do think, and this is kind of where we'll go into like where we're at with inventory. Inventory is still low. Okay, we've got you always hear if you pay attention to real estate magazines or YouTubers, whatever, folks saying, they're always saying that new construction is never going to be able to catch up with the demand for real estate. So inventory is like going to be perpetually low, right? Um, but the other thing that we have is while we can't build homes fast enough and new construction is always going to be more expensive, on the other hand, we also have homeowners who either bought in 2021 and even early 2022, and they all bought at like a 2 to 3% interest rate, right? Or not even bought, they refinanced at a 2 to 3% interest rate. So those folks are sitting in their houses saying, I'm basically getting free money to pay for my home. I'm not getting out of this interest rate, right? That's what a lot of sellers are saying. And so that combined with not able to be able to build homes fast enough, I think that's going to keep inventory low. And I think the reason the Fed doesn't want to drop interest rates like crazy is because they don't want this glut of buyers coming onto the market. Because as soon as you get too many buyers, we start to see the insanity that we saw, 2 and 3 years ago, where it was like 20 offers on one home, and that shoots that price way up, right? So we don't want that. So I think there's a concern. I'm not saying that is going to happen, but I think that is a little bit of a concern. Is like so many buyers come on the market, and that's going to shoot home prices up. Because all anybody wants to talk about right now is, it's too expensive to buy a home in the United States, and I think it depends on where you live. I think on the coast it's ridiculous. Here in the Midwest, in good old Cedar Rapids, Iowa, I think it's still, it's not great, but it's not, it's I think it's fairly reasonable, and I think it is. I think homeownership is an attainable dream here in Cedar Rapids. So okay, so I talked about buyers and interest rates, and I talked about inventory. Um, in 2024, I mean, this is the same every year. The best time to sell a house is always going to be right about now until July, because that's when the most buyers are going to be out looking for homes. So it's the best time to sell. When's the best time to buy? Pretty much the opposite of that. When you don't have as many buyers on the market, so you're not going to see as much competition. The only problem with that is, you have more people wanting to sell during that prime period. So, but there's always stuff on the market. Um, so that's my thoughts for 2024. So we're going to see more buyers on the market. Interest rates are going to kind of stay where they are until I would say this fall, and then we might see the Fed bring them down just a little bit more. Um, if you're looking to build, if you're looking to do new construction, I really can only recommend you do it as soon as possible. It's not going to get any less expensive to build a home, unfortunately. Material costs are still high. They have come down from like COVID numbers, but it's still more expensive now than ever to build a home. And I don't think it's ever going to like get much less expensive than it is now. So if you're thinking of building, um, I don't think it would be smart to wait for the interest rates to come down significantly. Like if you think the interest rates are going to get below 5 and that's when we'll build, I just I don't see that happening. And so it would be better for you to, if you were thinking of building new, to kind of get started on that process as soon as possible. Um, I am available for questions, so please ask them. And if you live in the Cedar Rapids area, and you want to grab coffee, grab a beer, talk about real estate, I love it. I always want to do that. All right. If you're seeing this on my YouTube channel, please click like and subscribe. I need to get better at saying that. And thank you so much for watching this video. And I can't wait to see what you have to say. All right. Have a good one.